Yep, we're off. Right. So, still Wednesday, 30th of November. Third and final one on the night, and this is going to be pretty super quick because, as you know, if you've been watching some of my other ones, you know, and I don't make a very good attempt at actually hiding that I've got it, but down here is this book with my notes in, and normally you're looking at about half a page for each distillery. This particular one, Pittyvaig, all I've got is that. But with good reason, because it didn't last for very long anyway. It barely lasted 20 years. Pittyvaich is here, and it's actually in the grounds of the Dufftown distillery. And it was built by Arthur Bell and Sons as a sister distillery to Dufftown. It was basically a distillery to satisfy demand. We need more of Dufftown. Right, well, we'll build another one. And it was literally a replica of Dufftown. Next door to it, in terms of why it's called Pittyvaich, rather annoyingly, I found a website, I think it's on WhiskyCast actually, where, I wish I'd have found it like earlier on this year, where it tells you the meaning behind all the distillery names. And on my iPod, I can't actually see the rest of it where it talks about it. For whatever reason, it's just not letting me scroll, zoom in and out, nothing, which just really pissed me off. So there is a meaning behind Pittyvaich. But it's basically Dufftown number 2. The stills are a replica, everything. We've got to make it exactly the same to satisfy demand for Bells. So 1974, built, operational. 1991, United Distillers, who were the kind of another one of the precursors to Diageo. It's Bells is now with Diageo, so this is kind of the bit that became another bit that became Diageo. Released what is this, which was the donation from Andrew A.P. Butler, thank you very much, sir, was the official bottling 12-year-old Flora and Fauna range, which looks like this. So that was released in 1991. Price-wise, I can only find it on auction for about 70 quid, which might seem a bit steep, but the reason that it's getting harder to find is that in 1993, shut down. Surplus to requirements, not needed, waste of money, don't need it anymore. So yeah, 1974 to 1993, that's it. It was demolished in, I think, 2003, I'm going to say. I might have to double check that because I didn't actually write that bit down. That would have got me another line on my book. Yeah, just bear with me because it was demolished in 2002. Oh, I was a year off, so close. So that's it, Pittyvaich. Yeah, gone for good. Barely here, barely saw the light of day, and it buggered off. So I'm very lucky to get this. I consider myself very lucky. Well, I consider myself very lucky to have all the ones that I've had. But you know, considering it's such a limited lifespan for the distillery itself, means that this is just going to get increasingly hard to find. And that's it. That really is literally it. It was a sister distillery to Dufftown. It was a replica distillery down to the shape and size of the stills and all this lot. And then, not even 20 years later, they decided, actually, we don't need it anymore, and they shut it down, and then they knocked it down. So it's a bit of a shame, really, but that's it. That's all the information that I've got. Well, what do you want? So, pretty deep dark colour, actually. What I don't know is what it was matured in, but with it being Diageo and the Flora and Fauna range, which was kind of an official bottling, it's possible that they've added colouring to it, because that is a pretty dark colour, to be perfectly honest. I'm hoping it's not added colouring, because that is, that's a nice colour, but it's such a nice colour that it makes me think, have they added colouring to it? Ooh, that reminds me of... that nose is... Oh God, it's really minty, but it's not a mint, it's a medicine. Oh crap, what is it? This is really going to piss me off. It's a really menthol nose. It's a really intense menthol background to it that reminds me of a medicine. But it's not night nurse, it's not day nurse, or anything, because I bloody hated day nurse. But there is something, and it's not medicinal, it's not Isla medicinal, it's not TCP or anything like that. This is a mintiness, but it's a slightly artificial mintiness, as though mint flavouring's been added to something. But this isn't reminding me. What I'm trying to bring to mind, it's a really evocative smell for me personally, as a medicine that I used to have, not as a sweet, not as a chocolate bar or anything like that, which is where I tend to go to. Oh, I can't remember. I honestly can't remember. It's something like a cough syrup that's got like a menthol character. It's not really College Browns either, which is like a like a stomach medicine. If you're feeling sort of a bit queasy, College Browns is really, really good for sort of settling your stomach. Oh, it's actually a really nice nose, but I think it's more personal to me. I think that's why I like it, because it's actually it's bringing something back from the depths of my memories that I can't place, but it's really evocative. But it's fresh. It's a odd combination of kind of like quite a sweet fruitiness, as well as this crisp, clean menthol element to it as well. Kind of like the two of them, the menthol cuts through this undercurrent of sweet fruitiness. It's a lovely nose. It's really, really nice. 43% as well, and on the nose, it's kind of like pretty much bang on. Oh, that's good. Oh, hang on, what happened there? Okay, it was good. It's very, very rich on the mouth. It's so silky. Almost to the point where there's nothing there. But I don't mind that. If you've got a really rich, silky mouthfeel texture, for me, that's enough to enjoy and to appreciate. The menthol element's not really there. The fruitiness is, though. It's quite a sherried fruitiness. I swallowed, and then I sort of cleared my throat a little bit, and all of a sudden this cigarette-y ashiness is now in my mouth on the finish. And I don't like cigarettes, I don't like the smell of cigarettes. And it's leaving a bit of an aftertaste that, you know what, I wish it wasn't there. I wish it had been as it was on the way down. But this aftertaste is not fantastic, to be honest. Silky mouthfeel, quite sherry. There's a big sherry fruitiness on it. As you swallow, all of a sudden it turns to ash, and it literally ash. It's not like it disappears. It turns to ash, cigarette ash, that sort of sensation in the back of my mouth. And then it spreads to the rest of the mouth and just kind of sits on your tongue having swallowed. And you really do have this aftertaste of sort of ashtrays. And I've got to admit, not a fan. I love it sitting in my mouth, careful. But I'm going to say this without sounding like a double entendre, carry on whiskey. On the way down, it all of a sudden changes and it just becomes it's not pleasant. If you smoke, if you like smokiness, and this isn't I like smoky whiskies, I love Islay whiskies, but this is more of a cigarette ash than bonfire or peat or anything like that. If you're a cigarette smoker, you probably wouldn't even taste it because your mouth probably tastes like cigarette ash anyway. But it would probably work for some people. The ashiness that's there on the finish probably will work for some people that don't necessarily smoke, but they find it quite interesting and they like it. Personally, not a fan of it. I like the first half of the drink when it's in my mouth, but once it's gone down, no, I think I'll pass on that, to be honest. It really does lose something. It really does lose something. Weirdly, I got a bit of coconut on there on the way down. Yeah, very like pure coconut meat. Is it meat? Coconut and meat? Something like that. The white stuff, basically. Flesh. That's meat, isn't it? Yeah, very pure kind of coconut kick came through there, but then it evolved into the ashiness. And it's not a smokiness, it's an ashiness. And it's not particularly pleasant. Yeah, that's a hard one for me to drink. That is not to my taste at all. However, it probably will be to some people. If you like that style of ashiness, it probably will rock your socks. Rock your socks, rock your boat, that's what I meant. But it does not float my socks, I'm afraid. It's just not a personal taste for me, I'm afraid. Right, Andrew, thanks for the sample. It's a shame because I was kind of looking forward to that and I was hoping it was going to be a lot better than it was. Poor Pittyvaich. I feel really sorry for it now. Less sorry now that I've tried it, but it's still a shame. Right, that's me done for the night. I shall see you in the next one. Cheers.